Hey guys, this is Xavier, and in today's review I'm going to enter in details and spoilers for the new HBO miniseries Chespirito, Not Really on Purpose. So if you haven't watched it yet, you can go ahead and check out my short review without spoilers and take a look of my take on the series. If you already watched it and you want to know what events really happen and what others are questionable, check out this video till the end. Now let's go to the actual events, the things that really happened. For example, typewriting innocence. Chespirito didn't know how to use the typewriting machine as they portrayed it in the series. He definitely learned how to use it, but after his hand injury, he went back to writing by hand. Now related to that, the injury he suffered with a prop gun in the series actually happened in real life, and we can see him using an arm cast in several episodes from El Chavo del Ocho, El Chapulín Colorado, among other projects. Alright, so next we have the discography Discordia. Chespirito recorded several albums, first as a soloist and later on with almost his entire cast. Because, as we see in the HBO series, Carlos Villagrán had an exclusive contract for several albums using the character of Kiko, so he did not record it with the rest of the group. But we definitely see him participated on the music videos with Chespirito. However, he did not sing anything as part of his current contract at the time. The next on the list is Chile, the spiciest trip. This is one of the most infamous parts of the miniseries. We got to see Roberto and Florinda finally give up to the romance and spend the night together. And that was one of the biggest events that turned the table upside down. Now we can jump to the 50-50 facts, and I will call this section Same Questions, Different Answers. Related to his romance with Florinda Mesa, Roberto was kind of a free man when it came to his adventures outside his marriage. There are some cast members who accused him of mistreating them. One of them, Rosita Boucot, one of the many actresses who portrayed the character of Patty, openly said that he harassed her, and that was the reason she left the show. On top of that, Florinda Mesa herself mentioned on several occasions that he was having affairs with his fans when touring. One of the other 50-50 facts is the exit of Carlos Villagrán from the show. In the miniseries, we definitely see Carlos being one of the main villains of the saga, which is something that was difficult for me to digest because he's one of my favorite actors from Chespirito's TV shows. But it is true that there were many differences between Roberto and Carlos. The thing is that if you ask some people, they will tell you that he left, but he sustained in different interviews that he was fired from the show. And he persists till this day on the fact that Roberto put him on a banned list and forced him to work outside Mexico. Now, another 50-50 fact is the exit of Ramon Valdez. Ramon Valdez, better known as Monchito, who left the show 2 times, the second one for good, and some people say that he was fired. But Monchito's family sustained that he proactively left the show because of Florinda Mesa authority being out of control and out of place. And the last 50-50 fact is the creation of El Chavo del Ocho. The series tried to sell us the creation of El Chavo del Ocho as something that was completely on Chespirito's hands. But Enrique Segoviano, producer and director of the show, and María Antonieta de las Nieves, the Chilindrina, have mentioned before that they were part of the concept for that show. Being María Antonieta the one who first offered the idea of them portrayed it as kids years before Roberto decided to use her idea for a show. Okay, so now we know some things that didn't happen at all, and some others that we will never know. And we can jump to the facts that are not facts at all. But before going there, I want to mention a few things that were left out of the show. For example, there were at least 4 Patties on the show, and we don't see any of them on the series. The same with Jaimito, the male guy. The Puppies is not mentioned at any point in the series, the same as Ñoño and La Visca Abuela. All of them secondary characters, but important as well. Now finally, the saddest part of this review, the events that never happened. Far from the truth. Continuing with María Antonieta de las Nieves, La Chilindrina. She left the show for over a year, but not because she was tired of her character like they show in the series. She still performs as La Chilindrina as of today, so she loves her character for sure. But the reality is that she was pregnant, and she left temporarily because of that. As simple as that. Kind of weird because she participated in the series as an extra character in a cameo, and also helped the actress who portrayed her character in the series to perform as close to the original character as possible. By the way, good job with that. So it is weird that she accepted to change the narrative for something that never happened. Next we have The Birth of Chapulín. The series gets far away from its original book when they showed Roberto creating El Chapulín Colorado after his performance on the company was in danger, and he created the character after hearing a cricket in his studio. The truth is that he created that character years ago and brought it back as a last resort to try to keep his job. And the series goes beyond that lie by creating a fake story of Roberto recording the pilot without permission, which never happened. And following that same chain of lies, they showed us how Roberto and Rubén Aguirre, Professor Girafales, jumped a wall so Roberto can show his artwork to the TV company owner, and he hopefully get hired. That is a complete lie, because it has been confirmed that Roberto was very close to Sergio Peña, who helped him getting hired. Roberto himself mentioned in his book that without him, he wouldn't get anywhere. Another fake story is the engineering career. It is true that Roberto Gómez tried to become an engineer, but has never been proven that he actually worked on a factory. Finally, we have the merge. The HBO series sold us the idea of a businessman that was so desperate to get Chespirito on his TV company that he actually purchased the company that Chespirito was working on so he can finally have it on his umbrella. But the truth is that there was a merge that was on the way for quite some time, and it was not related to Chespirito's shows as they mentioned in the series. So as you can see, this series presents many hits and many fails, even though the producer was Roberto Gómez Fernández, Chespirito's son. And they try to sell us the idea of this mini-series as a biographical approach. But far from that, the series is a perspective of the show that excludes many facts in an attempt to clean Chespirito's sins from people's minds, showing him more like a victim of the circumstances and less guilty of many questionable decisions he took over his life. Now, with all that being said, I love Chespirito and all his work, and the fact that we're still talking about it is an amazing achievement. So I will give this mini-series a 7 out of 10. So once again, I'm Xavier from Xavier Reviews, and if you like this review, please let me know in the comments below. See you guys around.